Hey, everybody. What is up? What is up? Happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday. I am Katrina, one half of the Meta 2 after show here for NXT. And I have with me my twinny twin who just had a birthday not too long ago. You know, Shay, how are you today?
You know, I'm doing good. NXT was fun tonight, so I can't really complain too much.
Yeah, nope. NXT is definitely fun. I'm apologizing in advance. My hair's abrupt. Just listen, y'all. Like when we're done, I'm taking my butt to bed. So, um, I'm not looking my fabulous, fabulous self as always, as normal. But yes, NXT was definitely pretty solid today. You already know. You already know. Like because I just see Baron. What? With that being said, it definitely was pretty fun with regard to that as far as NXT. But let's get right into it. And so the first matchup was a Dusty Classic tag match between Braun versus Baron Corbin, the Wolf Dogs, I guess, versus Axiom and Nathan Frazer. And so this was what I think we were saying last week. We were going to be kind of sad about because they were going to apparently put, you know, well, not for me. The right person didn't win because I just didn't, But I know you did say it because you were kind of feeling on both ends that this was going to be a bit sad for you. But I do think so. Baron did come out with the wolf head that Braun wore at No Mercy in his match against him. And there was a moment when Baron would do a brain buster to Axiom and then throw Axiom into into Braun for like a power slam, which I thought was a really nice little sequence. I do think they looked a lot closer as a team. They looked more like a unit. But you know, I thought that they worked well. All four of them worked well. I thought Axiom and Nathan Frazier was good. Um, and I thought the crowd really took to the fact that Axiom kicked out multiple times after, a couple of really big moves from both Baron and Braun. And so it seems like, while I do think they rushed them together, and that's just me being personal, I do think they seem like they're getting it together. But with that being said, they would do some destroyers to both Nathan and Axiom, and then Braun would do a spear to Frazier, and they would win this dusty match. And so they are advancing. I'm kind of iffy on it only because for me personally, I feel like I'm always a little bit impartial to random tag teams. When you're doing like a tag team thing, it shouldn't just be random tag teams. And to be fair, while Axiom and Nathan Frazier are a bit random as well, we have seen them wrestle together previously. And so for me, it's just like, well, this is not as random as this Braun and Baron thing, but it does seem like they're working better together. And now I feel more even convincingly so they're probably going to win it. Just because the people I was kind of going for was Nathan and Axiom, and so they're gone. And so I feel like they're probably now kind of pushing towards having this be Braun and Baron, which means I have to see Baron on my TV a little bit more than I wanted to because I'd rather see him zero times, guys, zero times. But here we are. But what were your thoughts on this matchup?
Yeah, no, I thought it was a really, really fun match. I don't know what I was expecting when this match was happening, but I liked it. Like, I feel like both teams definitely got a lot of offense. Like, there was times when, Axiom and Nathan were doubling up on their moves, and I was like, oh, this has to be it. It was not it. And then obviously Braun is so impactful with his like move set. I love when he really hits a move and he feels it and the crowd feels it. It's It's so fun. It's really fun to watch. I am a fan of Wolf Dogs. I just think I love the teams where they don't like each other. Something about both of you not liking each other is like what I'm into. Like it makes me happy. Like I want to watch you guys more hate each other. I don't know. Maybe that's an issue I need to take on with myself, but this is me. Now, Axiom and Nathan, like, this is the thing. As you said earlier, like, I'm very torn about this because I feel like they haven't, the last, like, few months, I feel like they haven't really had anything concrete, which is really upsetting because I feel like they're so talented. And it's like, you have nothing for them? Really? But, you know, it is what it is. I knew that they were going to do this because I know that for a fact they want to have Bron on that card. 100%. And that's kind of why I feel like Trick and Carmelo might win as well, because I mean they want Carmelo to be on the card as well. You know, he's just as important as Bron, but he could still be involved, I guess. Like, because I'm feeling like he'll probably get involved with the whole Dragunov Trick thing. But is that enough? Like I feel like they're gonna try and push the whole he's doing double duty, and you know, oh my god, like he's gonna have this big extravaganza moment when he wins and confetti with all the stuff, the trophy, the belts. Like it's gonna be, I feel like that's the road we're going down. I'm a fan of Trick, but I am not feeling this road. I actually want to get off the next road. I really do. I can't. You're now. I don't even want to get into it. We'll get into it when we get deeper into the show. But it is too much foolery going on, and I am not for it. Great match. Sad for Axiom and Nathan, but very happy to see more Wolf Dogs because they're hilarious. So
I'm gonna have to just to that whole Wolf Dogs. I can't. Like it's like I feel like every time I'm like, yeah, I'm not gonna keep doing this to me, Katrina, and putting people I don't want to see, and it's like, no, here we are, universe. Let's show the stuff I don't want to see. Never.
I never said favorite. See, now you just take it. You take the hand. I give you this. Not even a hand. I give you a finger. You take the whole arm. Favorite is crazy. Favorite is crazy. I never said that. I said I like them as a group. If they broke up tomorrow, it would go back to exactly how it was before. Not my favorite stuff.
And you know it ain't. Hey, Jeffrey. And you know it's not my favorite. Just gotta put that back out there. Because I see that comment. I see a comment down there. That's pure shenanigans. Okay, pure shenanigans. No, never. If that happens, this is clearly an alternate version of me, and I died. That's what happened. It's not gonna be me. I'm saying this against my will. If it ever happens, it is against my will. I am kidnapped. Somebody has put something to my, and they're like, "You better say," and I'm like, "Okay, well, you know, this will never happen unless it's my multiverse version, you know." Hey, let's move it on. Yes, Jeffrey. Yes, I am stressed. I am because already it just started off with shenanigans. Like I didn't want to see this first day on a Tuesday. Like, I'm like, okay, here we are. Here we are. But let's now move on to the first ladies action of the night, which was Lash Legend versus Ren Sinclair. I hope I'm pronouncing that right.
Yeah, you had it. You said it right.
Yeah. And so I kind of feel like this was a bit of a squash. Before the match, Fallon did wish Ren good luck on her NXT singles debut. Now I know her as Maddie from the the indie scene, and so it's really cool to kind of see her in NXT, and hopefully she won't be here shortly. You know where we're like, oh, she's getting like released, so let's hope it's not that. Because sometimes I can't really tell. Sometimes it's a new NXT signees, but this was for me. I felt like a bit of a squash. I felt like at first Ren kind of like was able to kind of duck a few of Lash Legends moves, and then she tried to do a roll up. Guys know I don't like roll ups. I do not like roll ups, but with that, Lash would do her slam dunk and take this and win the match. And then, just as Ren was about to get beat up by Metaphor, Fallon will come out to help save her. But yep, this is definitely a squash match. She barely got any offense in, and she tried some roll ups, but obviously just she didn't really look as much of a challenge to Lash Legend. But I do think this is because they're trying to push Lash a bit solo while she's with Metaphor. I do think they're trying to, especially after that performance she had a few months ago, where she really kind of shined during that PLE. I do think they're trying to focus a little bit more on her solo, which I'm cool with it. But we'll see as far as what we're going to do with her going forward. I do think, again, because she does have a little bit more wrestling experience, again, that's what I know her from the indie scene. We'll see, again, WWE is a very different beast. I always say this. Um, you got to fall into WWE standards, and, you know, we'll see how this, but, Fallon's, I guess, still involved, and I guess they're trying to keep her active after her thing with Tiffany. Uh, and then there was also a moment during the match that Jakara did try to get involved, but Ren wound up sending Lash Legend into her. But even with that, it just really didn't do much because, again, this is about a squash match. But what were your thoughts on this matchup?
I mean, you said it. Definitely a squash. Ren tried to fight away from the inevitable. Jeez, pretend I didn't happen. The inevitable for as long as she could until Lash got her hands on her. She was doing this thing where she was like punching her throat. Um, I in my notes it's written in such a way that I was like, why did I write it like that? And it's super wrong and inappropriate. But she was punching her throat a lot, and I was like, Lash, this hurts. My throat hurt just watching it. But I mean, Ren, I like her ring gear. I love. Oh my god, can we talk about the entrance music? Listen, I yes, they need to put that on Spotify tomorrow. I'm not playing tomorrow because that yes. Now, Lash, you do not need help beating up these people. I do not want to see that again. I don't know what that was. Lash, we already know what you do. Stop it. Jakara, stand back. She got it. Fallon, girl, why are you out here all the time in somebody's business every day? I have never seen this girl just have a feud about something going on with her. It's always her. It's somebody else's business. I get it, Ren. Like, she was getting attacked. That sucks. But again, I'm at my wit's end with you, Fallon. I'm at my wit's end. That's why bad.
Yeah, I definitely gonna have to agree with you there. I don't know why Fallon keeps getting involved. I'm like, girl, same. She's been getting on my nerves for a long time though. So I mean, y'all been trying to tell me I was to be nicer, and what do nice get me? Nice gets me nowhere. I gotta be mean. I gotta be firm in my meanness. Um, but yeah, I'm like, all right, Fallon, because Tiffany's doing stuff now, and you don't know how to do it yourself, and now you just involvement. And while I get like helping, because don't want nobody getting jumped, but still, like, you could always mind yours. Like, but here we are. Here we are. Uh, and so after that, there was a segment where William Regal returned to NXT to speak with Mr. Shawn Michaels and also officially announced Ava Raine as the youngest general manager in WWE history, and saying that she pretty much had big shoes to fill, which the crowd seemed really happy about. Regal, that's my guy right there. Good to see him there. What were your thoughts on that segment?
Ava is about to have her all grown up. Look at listen, moment. Listen, I'm telling you, watch when she comes with that energy. Y'all think I'm playing? I said it on Twitter. She about to have her iconic Stephanie McMahon GM era. Watch. I believe in her. The whole family getting appointed today. Like they, big business is going on in that household. Big business. Happy to see William. Exactly. Yes. We need you to be managing your son because I don't know what's going on over there. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know what is going on over there. For real. Yeah.
I'm gonna have to agree with you there. Gonna have to agree with you there. He needs to get it together, and I like him too. I do, but I don't know. Something's failing. Something is a failing, and so it was really good to see William Regal back. And to be fair, when I was a kid, I hated William Regal. I really did. He's one of those heels that you want to flip. Like you're like, all right, you doing too much. And he's like little brass knuckles. All right, William Regal. Like why would I be doing this to my people, to my fades? Um. So yeah, it was good to see William Regal. And as far as Dwayne the Rock, I was like, now to be fair, his whole it was funny that the comments on Twitter, you guys had me on one because I think when he mentioned about his like his family and then his dad helped building the table, now he's the head of the table. I was like, eye emojis. Oh, Dwayne, oh, but somebody was like, imagine if he wasn't talking about Roman at all. It was just about to come out. I was like, you know what? It could be a double in the window here. I do think he did say he wanted to. He did call out Roman, so I feel like it's not only this, but I do think I saw a picture of The Rock and Triple H. I think one of their first matches together. This is before either one of them really had any gimmicks they had, and them now. And I'm like, yeah, these guys. Who would have thought? Who would have thought we would have gotten The Rock to this level of The Rock? I didn't think him doing people's eyebrow and doing people's elbow and doing stuff in dress shoes. You would never thought. You would have truly never thought it would have been this, and so it's really cool to kind of see. And while Triple H can get on Triple H, the wrestler got on my nerves all the time. Okay, Triple H is one wrestler I don't think I ever liked in any capacity. I feel like every time he just irks my soul, but it is you know let's calm that down right there. Let's calm that down. That's not even necessary. It's not even necessary. Um, with that being said, I do think this is super awesome. It was like a lot of news the last 24, 36 hours. Pretty awesome.
This is so dark sided. This is so dark sided, actually. He was literally preying on my downfall yesterday. Like I wish you could have seen the tweets. Just preying on my downfall.
Crazy work. Crazy work. But yeah, I definitely some good stuff happening. And I agree with you. I do think if they really do it right, Ava can really have a Stephanie McMahon. We'll see. We'll see. I think if they do it right, I think it'll be fun. And so this now leads us to our next match, which was Joe Gacy versus Dijak. And so this never really got started because Joe Gacy would attack Dijak during his entrance, which I will have to quickly say before I finish this that I didn't like what he said about Okada. I was ready to give him a tweet and let that go. I was like, first of all, Dijak, why do you think why do you think you are so important to think that you will only fight Okada if he's champion? Who are you? Who are you even in NXT right now? You're not important. I was like, Dijak almost got a couple of tweets. I was like, you better calm on down. You better calm that down, Dijak. Who are you? I haven't forgiven you for Eddie. So you're just gonna talk about my guy Okada? You calm that down. I will raise hell for him, okay? Hell for Okada. That's my guy right there. So I'd love to hear that, Jack. This is why Joe Gacy started with you before you got into the ring. Your entrance music can he beat you up. This is what you deserve for those shenanigans. Like exactly, like that's what I'm saying. I was like, first of all, okay, just because it was a rumor that he may be going to NXT, why you calm down, Dijak? I was like, oh no, he almost had me find his name. Like, don't play with me, Dijak. Like, I will find your government, and now we getting tweets. These are the vibes we're gonna be on today. Don't play with me. But anyway, I just had to say that because I was highly annoyed. Um, Joe Gacy would attack Dijak as he deserved during the entrance, and they brawled around the arena. Dijak would send Joe through the stage and the announce table, and then Joe kept getting back up, and then the officials would come and break them up. Um, we'll see as far as because Dijak has had all these weird stipulation matches. And so you gotta have him go against somebody like maybe who's supposed to be a bit unhinged right now. And so we'll see how this goes. But it didn't begin, so there was no winner. But it wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. But I was happy. I was highly. Joe should have done more. Joe should have waited for him in the locker room. He should have waited for him getting in the parking lot. That's what he deserved for talking shit about Okada. Because like, hold your horses, buddy. Hold your horses. Relax. Um, First of all, don't get me upset when somebody can actually wrestle Okada, and then there's Dijak. Don't even do that. Don't even do it. Um, but yes, that's what happened. And Dijak should have gotten worse, but here we are. But what were your thoughts on this non match?
I mean, I'm just trying to see where this goes because, like, I mean, Joe's been having his whole identity crisis for a few weeks now, and now he's basically just acting like Nikki Cross. Like, they're literally the same people. I said this. They are the same people doing the same things, just different ways. I don't understand either ways, so I'm just lost still. Him doing the whole Energizer Bunny thing was, entertaining, but again, like, where does it lead? Like, I don't know where it leads with Joe, and I just need to know. I really do, and I want it to work because, I mean, I've always been a fan of Joe because I feel like he's a very like creative mind. You need a lot of creative minds like that in wrestling who just kind of come up with things. He's always coming up with something. I like that. So I mean, I hope there's a point to this, and the point is something that really gets Joe over. So I mean, we'll see. And Dijak, stop talking crap. Just be talking crap all the time. Glasses. Enough is enough.
You would think somebody who wears sunglasses inside would have nothing to say. You would think. He can listen. See, don't do that. Like, he can want to smoke. He do that to somebody else. You do that to somebody who doesn't matter. Not Okada. You want to get to smoke, get with somebody who Katrina do not care about. Okay? You want to have smoke somebody, beat up Baron Corbin just because. Do that. Okay? Beat up Baron. That's fine. That's fine. But do not be talking about Okada like that. He almost got a tweet. I almost looked up, Googled his government name. That was the vibes I was on today. I was like, first of all, let's calm this down, Dijak. Let's have sunglasses. You relax. But in regards to what I do, hopefully it'll go somewhere. I don't know because I don't think they know what to do with Joe either. To be fair, but we'll see. We'll see. After no, if Baron is getting his beat up off him, whatever the vibes are, and he's getting beat up, I will be fine with him seeing him on TV because he's getting beat up. Him being on my TV happy is not what I want. Now, if he's getting beat up, I can allow Baron Corbin TV time if he's getting beat up. Then I can allow that. So there was a segment where Mr. Robert Stone brought his kids to coach up with Ron Wagner in his old stomping grounds, the FBC Mortgage Stadium, to prepare for his thing with Noam what were your thoughts on that segment?
While they are very cute, I find all Von Wagner segments to be extremely boring and unnecessary to the entire show as a whole, every time. And I hope that he does not beat Noam. That would be a dark day for me. For many, actually. No, don't do that. I don't know, like why? Like, why do we even have it? Like, it's like every time it's always taking up space. He's going to Robert to have dinner. I don't want to see it. I don't want to see it because Vaughn has still not done the one thing that I have been needing for me to be invested in him, which is get like a personality, you know? And maybe he has a personality like outside of it, but when he's wrestling, it's not like it's just like a basic. Like you have to be a little bit larger than life. Like I need a little bit more. I really do. And I'm just not getting that. And it's very frustrating.
Yeah, I mean, as a mom, I'm like, oh, children, but children don't save. I'm sorry, no. I was like, actually, you put your children there, you just put them in the lines of fire because if somebody wanted to be mean, that was the time. I didn't care about any of that. I didn't care about his own stomping grounds. Why? I just, I just, I'm trying to have a good day. I wake up in the morning, take the kiddies to school, and be like, it's gonna be a good day. And then NXT comes on, and I get on this show, and they gotta always be some shenanigans. And now I'm like, oh, well, now my day is not good. Yes, yes, boring, absolutely. I don't care. Every time he's on TV, I'm like, am I supposed to care about him? I don't. Am I supposed to be concerned about his storyline? I'm not. Um, but here we are. Here we are. So, this now moves us to our next matchup, which was Trey Bearhill versus Lexus King. And so before this, Lexus will cut a pre-match promo on his way to the ring, calling this the true main event. Uh, and Lexus tried to flirt with the JC until Riley kind of sent him off, and then Riley didn't actually speak to Thea one-on-one. But this will lead to this matchup. So this really wasn't much of a match. Um, Trey seemed to walk in a bit emotional, and then he kind of left also kind of emotional because he would lose to the coronation of Lexus King, and Lexus, will win this. Again, I don't know how I feel about this match because it really wasn't much of one. He pretty much ran through Trey. And it was kind of a weird thing for me that, having Trey be considered a threat, all for him to get lose this quickly, like to lose in this manner, that Lexus kind of threw me off because it was just like, if you're trying to make him be a threat, I don't take him as a threat anymore. If he's losing like this to Lexus. And so maybe in one way, this is like them trying to make Lexus get some more momentum after the whole weird thing with him and Trick Williams and Carmelo. But then also, again, Trey shouldn't have been the person to fall to that, because it's like, what do you do now? You made him look weak, and so now what do you do? And so whatever. But Lexus did win this. What were your thoughts on this match?
I mean, I'm always happy to see the entrance. Listen, that's like one of my favorite entrances in WWE. I'm sorry, it's just so smooth, you know. Yeah, the stuff with Trey, like it's a weird one because it's like he's new and you don't want him to look super crazy, like just coming into NXT. And then it's like you put him against Lexus, and you want Lexus to keep a good like amount of momentum. You don't want him to completely lose his steam. Yes, he's like a chicken shit heel, and him taking a loss most times doesn't matter. Like I can't explain it, but yeah, this was just a weird one. That's the best way I can explain it. Like both people needed the win, like in one way or the other. They shouldn't have even been facing each other. Essentially, what you said, like it was the truth, because they both needed that momentum. So it was like a lose lose either way. Lexus, leave Thea alone. She's entirely too hyperactive anyway, and she would break your throne. She would kick it over accidentally after talking about nothing for 20 minutes. So just don't go. Beautiful hair. Beautiful hair.
Yeah, no, I do like his entrance. I did say that. Like, if I ever go to a party, that's the vibes I want to come in on. But I just feel like, I don't know. I feel like that shouldn't have went down with him. Maybe it should have been somebody else. But whatever. Here we are. Um, but this now leads us to our Supernova Sessions segment with Low Love Vice. And so Noam and Oro Mensah hosted Supernova Session, and they asked Lola, did she regret turning on Elektra Lopez? And during this, you know, Elektra, you know, before all of this, Elektra did, make a mess, kind of saying, demanding to know where Lola was. And even before they got into the interview with Lola, Noam kind of made fun of Von Wagner, which, I mean, personally, to be fair, same. Um, but anyway, she would, come out, and Elektra will come out, and she had a lot to say during it. I was like, okay, Elektra, you right, because personally, Katrina not really a fan of Lola anyway. And I know you fans like her because she's pretty. See, this is what this. I just gotta put this up because this is what I'm talking about. You guys are ignoring things because she's pretty. She's That's fine, but 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 that does not make up for lack of things that's lacking. She's lacking some things. But Elektra really did need to be done. I was like, thank you, Elektra. Thank you for doing the world justice. This is what I needed. And so, in turn of that happening, Elektra would announce that they will have a match next week. And so, I do think this was definitely Elektra's time to shine a little bit. She really did her thing. And this showed why Lola is just not ready, which is why I still feel like God don't understand why the hell she won the Witch Color, but here we are. Um, But yeah, Elektra did need to be that. I was like, that's right, Elektra. And I'm not even a huge Elektra fan, but just because she talks back about Lola, I had to give her an extra point. I was like, you know what, Elektra, let me cheer you on today because Lola, I'm just not feeling. I'm just not feeling it. I don't think she should have won. And this is proving why I don't think she should have won. Girl is like a deer in headlights. Y'all like her because she's pretty, so I guess it's gonna ignore the fact that man is not ready. But otherwise, I will see what's gonna happen with them, and because they have this little thing, whatever goes on with Lyra, at least I feel like it would probably cheer Lola a foot tad, just because she now has to worry about Electra at the moment. That you know she probably won't really focus of trying to cash in or whatever on Lyra right away. But we'll see how this works going forward. But what were your thoughts on this segment?
Ooh, Electra girl, you did your big one. That is that. Yes, yes. Like Electra walked out there and said, "I'm taking my life back. Y'all took everything from me. You took Legado. You took Santos. You took everything from me. You left me in NXT with Lola. I'm taking my life back." And she read that woman down to the bone. She read a bad front to back book. Ain't not a piece of a sentence is left in that book. She read it all. Sure did. I mean, Lola, I was screaming at the TV, fight back, because the way she was just whacking you from side to side with words. She didn't even need to step up in there to put hands on you because them words was whacking you hard enough. They really were. Ooh, man, when she brought up the you say you don't care about the tweets, but you be crying, scrolling, looking for a good comment. I said, "Oh my god, Electra, back up. She's a human being. Stop it." But but yeah, that was great. I'm really happy for Electra because I feel like a lot of us were like, "Damn, you know, it feels like Electra has taken such a step back, with her booking and just like yeah, I feel like this is finally like the fire is back. Like something's cooking, and it's not just Electra. So yeah, I really really enjoyed it, and Lola girl, beautiful girl. Like I'll never take that from her, but it's just like the in ring for me is just not all the way there. You can have the strikes, like her strikes are fantastic, of course. I mean, I would expect them to be from the profession she came from, but you also need to know how to do all the in between stuff, the grappling and just like the running the ropes and just like everything, the fluidity, like that's not all the way there for me personally. So it's like I can't really fully back this horse. You know how to say you can't back the horse? I can't back this horse right now under these circumstances. Beautiful girl, see the promise. Think she's pretty good on the mic as well, pretty decent. Just need a little bit more, you know?
Being a lot nicer than I'm going to be. I don't think she's decent on the mic, to be fair. And I definitely laughed about those Twitter comments because I was like, oh, you're one of those people who vanity search. Crazy stuff. Crazy stuff. I was like, how are you already worrying about tweets and you just got here? Relax. Relax, girly. That's a problem though. Can she? At this point in time, on this day of January 23rd, 2024, can she? And the answer is no. She does not. She's not able to do all of that, and that is the problem. They focus too hard on her being from where she was from, and that she was pretty, and she's not ready. She's not ready, and it's obvious, and that's why. Like, what can you say? Like, she had nothing to say to Electra. Like, you gotta come as somebody who's a sarcastic person. You gotta always have something ready. Like, you're not talking to me crazy because we're gonna be both be upset. By the end, we were both gonna be upset. Those vibes I live by. Like, okay, well, if you want to do these shenanigans, I'm gonna go lower. I'm gonna go all the way down, down to the pit. Those are the vibes I'm on. And so I'm just like, girl, you gonna say all that and you just there? Get it together. What is the Latina-ness that people be saying y'all be having? Where was it? It was missing today. Missing. And maybe, you know, maybe if she was using, I don't know, maybe she didn't talk to a Latina sister and ask herself, why did you allow yourself to get eat up like this? Why? She can't. She can't. I just need to understand. And I will always talk my listen. Okay, the one thing I will do is talk my shit. These are the vibes to any and everybody. I don't care. I don't even spare children. Okay, those are the vibes. Well, some children, you know. But some of the children, no, I don't spare them. So I'm just saying that you gotta get it together. But yeah, I was with it. I was laughing. I was like, this is what you should have done in the first place. It's not her winning. Should be her feelings. Her feelings. Maybe she should come back better. I don't know. Like, how are you being the Tony Cotton on Twitter? That's crazy to me because it's like, oh, you sad? Oh, could be me. Could be me. Those are the vibes I'm on. After that, after that, there was a segment where the debt collectors came calling for Chase U, and they took everything, including the desk, the podium, and even Duke's MVP trophy. And it reminded me of the episode of Glee where Sue took over the choir room and there was like nothing left. Those are the vibes. I was like, oh, that's embarrassing. Like, honestly, I know, like, I'm usually on Andre Chase's side, but I was like, not me, gotta feel bad for Duke losing his trophy. I was like, oh, I felt a little bad. I was like, man, now you got me feeling bad for Duke. It's crazy stuff. Like, you better get it together. You better pay your bills, Andre. Pay your bills. Because that's embarrassing. Imagine you want to sit there and write a note, and now you can't. Because the desk is gone. Imagine you want to go to the back of the classroom and take a nap because you're tired. You probably stayed a little too late partying, and now you're in class, and class is in session, and now you're tired. Where are you napping? There's no desk. What if I wanted to come to the class and speak? What if I wanted to give my book of Katrina rules? And I can't do that with no podium. All I'm saying is, and I'm not even there, but the point is, I kind of felt bad. I was like, damn, I'm feeling bad for Duke. It's crazy stuff. Andre got to get it together. Because I'm like, oh man, Andre, the desk. Do you know how ghetto that is? The desk, the podium is crazy. And so I was like, oh. Basically, it was completely empty. I was like, oh. Like, if I got to feel bad for Duke, that is a problem. I don't want to feel bad for Duke. I don't like Duke. I feel bad for him. I was like, oh, his little trophy is gone. Now he might have to get the little 99-cent Dollar Tree little medals to make up for the fact that his trophy is gone. How do you take his trophy? Like, imagine your trophies for something and you get taken away. That's like you getting your diploma, your degree for college, and they go, oh, well, somebody in your family owe money, so we're gonna take your degree back. That would probably hurt your feelings. Those are the vibes. I was like, oh, that's embarrassing. I was like, oh, Andre, you gotta get together. That was embarrassing stuff. Like now, who want to go to school now in these conditions? But here we are. Um, so what were your thoughts? What were your thoughts on that segment?
Um, I'm sorry. It's like after that. Um, yeah, these are dark times, but I'm kind of glad that Duke had his trophy taken away because you ain't been taking it seriously the entire time. You've been like, well, as long as it ain't my trophy, I don't care. Well, now it's your trophy. So now it's time to get up. You should have got up a long time ago and helped me. You don't want to sit. You wanted to sit every damn class every week with your little trophy hold up like this. Talk about, well, y'all figure it out. Like, girl, what? Now your trophy gone. Now it's a serious situation. It's real funny, Mr. Duke. It's real funny.
Yeah, no, I was sad that I had to feel a little bad. Like I was like, oh man, this is crazy work, crazy work. So Andre and is gonna get together. We can't be having these kind of vibes because, like I said, we're gonna take a nap. Now you can't take a nap in the back of the classroom. So it's kind of vibes, it's crazy stuff. Um, and so this then now leads us to our next matchup. So there was a segment where OTM did destroy the restaurant of the family, including Parker kind of laying out D'Angelo Rizzo in stats. And pretty much it was said that they were going to get revenge, which will kind of semi lead to something that happened in this matchup. And so I thought there were moments that were pretty good, but I did feel like there was a bit of unnecessary. I felt like there was just something maybe lacked the high energy. You feel like somebody was like Dragon Lee and somebody because it's Dragon Lee versus scripts. My bad, guys. You would think with somebody like a Dragon Lee in the scripts that you'll be more high energy, but I felt like something of that part was lacking for me, and I don't know really why, but it was. But during this matchup, Tony D'Angelo Stacks and Adriana will come out to brawl with Jada, Lucian, and Bronco. And because of this distraction, Dragon Lee will hit his Destination Dragon and win the match. And Oba was watching from ringside and then agreed when he could have just said this last week instead of getting beside himself. Oba didn't agree to fight Dragon Lee and Vengeance Day. Then you could have said this last week instead of you coming out in a little fit, thinking you was too cool for school, and you talk nonsense. Okay? And all for you for 7 days later, be like, okay, I'll fight you. Then what was we talking about last week? What were you talking about? I was annoyed by this. But Dragon Lee did win. I don't think they necessarily needed to step outside the ring because I feel like because of that, Dragon Lee winning kind of was overshadowed a little bit by everything else that was happening. But he did win, and I guess he will be facing Oba. But I'm just like, okay. Um, Here we are. I just felt like Oba could tell us this last week. Coming out after this, all this, like, yeah, okay, I'll fight you. What happened 7 days later? What was the difference? What was the difference in decision making? I don't know. But here we are. What were your thoughts on this match?
Yeah, no, it was a pretty like cut and dry match. Like I don't think it was something crazy. I did like when Scripps did the dive into the like a roll through, like it was very smooth. But I mean, he's always smooth when it comes to the high flying stuff. That's always been his like main bread and butter. Not this pretending to be from the trenches. Foolery. Um, Jada, the woman that you are. Um, I'm just like such a fan of her. Like I love her demeanor. I love the way she like I'm just like a fan. I really am a fan. That's it. Like that's the best way I could say it. But I'm just feeling her so like seriously. And I'm really excited about this feud and things going on. Like and you know what, Jeffrey, you're so right. Like there's so many women in factions lately, like more than usual, which is amazing. I mean, women are just that extra special ingredient that you need for something to pop off. It's the truth. I'm sorry. So I'm not mad about it at all. Sometimes you need that. But yeah, pretty basic match. Nothing really to like write home about. Oba, I don't know why you need all that time to think. Like, girl, what is we doing right now? What is we doing? And Dragon about to give you your best match today. Easy.
Yeah, no, I definitely I agree. I mean, it was cool. We'll see. We'll see. I felt like there just could have been more happening for me personally. In this matchup with two people like them, but here we are. And then there was also a segment afterwards where Idris and Malik were kind of sad backstage, and Brinley, Reese kind of told them to think about the positives and learn from their loss. So, what were your thoughts on that segment?
Speaking of women being added as a special ingredients to get someone over, I actually think this oddball matchup is what's gonna finally make it click for Idris and Malik. Don't ask me why, but I just think their fans love a good opposites thing. They really do love it. Like they eat it up every time. She's very opposite. I wouldn't say she's so opposite of Malik. I feel like Malik has definitely calmed down, but he used to be as ambitious and like excited about things. But I think the whole point is that, you know, Idris and Malik have lost a lot of that fire and that light because they've taken so much crap um in their booking. So now it's like Brinley is that light that's gonna turn things around for them. I think there's gonna be a really good mix. Um Am I bugging to say that Brinley is just a lost cousin of Thea Hale? Like, are they not giving the same vibe? Like, I feel like they are. So I don't know what we're gonna do about that, but somebody has to leave. It can't be both of you in this yard here. Somebody's got to go. No, only two you can be up in this town. One of you, not two. What else are my thoughts?
I definitely agree. I do think they kind of have the same vibe. But yeah. And so this now leads us to our next matchup, which was Carmen Petrovic versus Blair Davenport. And so Blair did like a snappy diving double foot stomp, which I thought was pretty cool, and it made like an impression on Carmen's back, which I was like, you know, um, Carmen would also do like a which would be her normal finishing sequence of moves, but she missed the final spin kick, and Blair was able to catch her leg, and she Carmen would do like a snap kick for a near fall, but obviously it didn't go. I thought, that Carmen showed some fire, definitely did. Um, and I did feel a way because I felt like, to an extent, Blair was always presented pretty dominantly, but I felt like in this, it felt like Carmen was more of the aggressor, and so I feel like it was one of those. It was just a weird thing because Blair would do like a short arm knee strike and she would win the match. But I felt like it was just like, because you can see Carmen is still really inexperienced, and you can see it. And I think that the fact that she was more aggressive when Blair is the heel here, it made Blair look weak to me. And this is almost a squash. But it also shows Carmen's a bit of her inexperience. And so I don't know. I do feel like they're definitely giving her a lot of time, Carmen, some time, but I don't know if she's worthy of it just yet. Like, I feel like for her to have so much time dedicated to her already, I don't think she's there yet to be getting that. But that's how I feel about it, I guess. But it was all right. I feel like they do really need to get it they need to figure out what they're gonna do with Blair. I feel like Blair, they keep like they'll do something a little bit and then she's off to the side again. And I feel like they need to figure it out what to really do with Blair. And if you're gonna make her dominant, make her dominant. I don't know. It's so weird to me, but here we are. But what were your thoughts on this matchup?
Yeah, I genuinely think if they really starting today work on how they're booking Blair, I would still be very open to her taking the title from Lyra. I would still be very open to that because I mean we all know what Blair is capable of. Even though she has to kind of tone it down and kind of let people get their offense in, which she did a lot of that in this match. She really did. Which obviously that's awesome that she's like giving Carmen that time. Carmen, she just came out of nowhere and has been getting so much time. But I mean, I guess that's how you learn. But it's like she just came out of nowhere. My first impression was her telling the Ariana Grace to shut up. I didn't appreciate it. I haven't recovered from it actually. So I guess we'll just see because like right now it's kind of like she did. I mean, like she definitely had some cool strikes in there. But again, one of those things of like it's not just about the striking. So we'll see.
Yeah, I agree with you. There. I agree with you there. We'll see. And yeah, just Jeffrey, your comment about her looking like she's just there. Agreed. It's unfortunate because I think Blair is a fantastic wrestler. Um, but they don't seem to know what to do with her. They don't. Um, this now leads us to our matchup with Josh Briggs versus Trick Williams. And so Josh will challenge Ala Dragunov, but Trick intervenes, saying he didn't want him to be hurt. And then Carmelo did kind of question why was Trick getting in Ala Dragunov's business, which I'm gonna have to agree there because I was like, all right, relax, Trick. Um, and so Ala Dragunov was on ringside with during this matchup. This was all right. It was solid action. There's a lot of I feel like there's a lot of things happening, in this, and so Josh will accidentally knock into Ala Dragunov with a big boot, and during this, Trick will hit him with a discus boot and then did a roll up for him to win. Uh, Ala Dragunov tried to attack Josh before the end of the match, but Carmelo would knock him down. It also seemed that Josh would hit Trick with a clothesline, and I felt like the officials they really struggled to they was really struggling to hold Dragunov back from attacking everybody. He really seemed really upset. Josh did prove himself. I think he's getting better, showing us he's like a good big man, and so we'll see how they keep going with that. But there's a lot of stuff happening. Clearly, this is again we're gonna get the Trick Carmelo just gonna be a turn at some point. You see that happening. I did agree to the point that I'm not sure how I feel about everybody feeling about Trick Williams. Like he's cool, but cool enough to be like a champion or anything? No, not to me personally. I just whatever. And also just regard to him being so involved with Alan Dragunov. I'm like, my guy, relax. Like I get it, but like, and I'm all for being kind to your friends, but at the end of the day, you guys are not even friends. Like you guys aren't acquaintances. You guys are coworkers because you haven't experienced anything with him yet to be your friend. So why are you so concerned? And to me, that's like, all right, get it together. You're one of those guys who get like friends who don't know how to act. It's like the ones you get friends who kind of adopt their friends' behaviors because they don't have no type of like personality of themselves. That's what I'm getting from this, and I don't know how I feel about it. But Trick would win this again. I feel like it's a lot happening here. But here we are. How do you feel about this matchup?
I mean, yeah, it was a pretty basic match. I wouldn't say it's anything that I'm specifically like, this, and this. It was good though. It wasn't bad. I'm getting a little frustrated, mostly annoyed with this whole thought process or the narrative that they're trying to push that Dragunov needs to be protected and he's fragile and someone could injure him if he's left alone. Hello? Are we talking about the same guy, Dragunov, here? Ilya Dragunov? Hello? He doesn't need protecting. Everyone needs protecting from him. That's always been his narrative that he has been set for a long time. So now, because they want to make it more believable when Trick beats him, they want to try and set this narrative that Dragunov is afraid of Trick or afraid of being fragile. All these things. I'm just like, where did this come from? Like, I can't. Like, and I still don't believe, even with all these things that they keep trying to push to kind of like add some type of fragility to Dragunov, I still don't believe that Trick could beat him. For real. Not at this point. Not at this point. Like, maybe in the future, sure. Not right now. It's not believable to me. It's not believable because you've booked this man the one way the whole time, and randomly in the last few months because you want to get over because he's like everyone's, high school sweetheart or whatever. Now you're dumbing him down, you're nerfing Dragunov. I don't like that. Because if Trick was as good as everyone's saying and he deserves to beat that man, you don't need to dumb him down to make it more believable. You don't need to dumb him down for that. If you're doing that, you've answered the question that I've asked on if he should be beating Dragunov in the first place. So that's just where I'm at with it. I'm tired of them trying to make Dragunov look like looking crazy. Okay, I'm not feeling it. I really am not. The stuff with Carmelo and Trick, I want it to happen already. I'm done. After next week, y'all better be done. It is over. Trick, you're running me low. You really are. You really are running me low. And Briggs, you doing all of this. You think that you just gonna scoot dip on Jensen and he's not gonna spin a block and smack you when you least expect it? He's coming for you. Trust me. Jensen's not done. I don't believe it. I don't believe it.
Yeah, I'm definitely Ilya. Yeah, I was offended just for him because I'm like, oh, stop these shenanigans. Like that's not my guy right there. Turtleneck goatee time is no punk. But here we are. Here we are. I don't like it. I don't like it. But um, so there was a segment where Rich Holland said he's gonna fight all of Gallus by himself. Your expression says it all. So I just bring it back to you.
Like what is you talking about, man? What are you saying? He just says anything with that cup of tea. It had to be tea. I really feel like what was in that cup was definitely tea. I know that is way out there, but I feel like I need to speak on it. It's tea. But what he's saying isn't tea. Ridge, you can't fight everyone on your own. I don't know who told you that, but you cannot. I don't know what is going on. I really don't.
Yeah, I'm like Rich. Nobody asked for this. Like you fight them over. So I mean, I guess if that's what you want to do. That's the vibes you want to be on. Whatever, you know. And so this now leads us to our final segment of NXT, which was the contract signing between Roxanne and Lyra. And so Ava had facilitated a contract signing between Roxanne and Lyra, and she kept things civil a few times when things seemed to be getting heated. Um, Lyra pretty much said that she debuted the day Roxanne won the NXT Women's Championship, and said that she replaced her. And then Roxanne said that Lyra told Lyra that the crowd would turn on her if she felt as they had her when she lost. Which, to be fair, the NXT audience can be very iffy, and so she's right. Um, however, you know, I do think there was some kind of with some of the confidence with both of them. I felt like there was some there was just some a bit stumbly between them, and I thought Ava needs to work on. She'll get it though. I do think she'll get it at some point. Work on being more an authority figure because you are the GM. You got to make yourself look more tough and put your foot down. But the contract would be signed, and then Tatum will knock Roxanne through the announce table, and Lyra would then kind of get on Tatum for this. I'm not sure, and I say this just because Tatum moving kind of on her own that way is like, will you mess this matchup for Lyra? Would you cause more problems than you were right now? I feel like she's being a little too hot headed. And while I'm glad, hey, while I am glad, Happy New Year. I am glad, like that they're still kind of developing the storyline with Tatum. I do think that this whole "I'm your friend and I got you" vibes is not necessarily all glittering in gold. As the saying goes, I do think this may be an issue later on in some capacity. And it could very well mess up her match. I feel like because she just acted, there was no need for her to do that to Roxanne. She just did it, and I feel like that's you gotta like a good friend will know when they need to step in. I say this all the time. Most people I know can handle themselves, but can't. Not saying they can't, but I'm quick to if I need to step in, I'll step in. I also know when not to do something and when to kind of just step back a little bit, and so we'll see. I do think they dressed pretty similarly. But yes. Um, mm, then we'll see how this play out. Like I said, I do think Tatum might be more trouble than she's worth, personally. Even with the crazy thing, and I do think they're doing it well enough. I feel like that was just I didn't understand the reasoning because unless Roxanne would have done something that she felt she had to protect Lyra, there was no need for me. It was made sense a little bit like with last week. There was the match happening, and so she made sure Lyra didn't have to do it at all. But this is very different. It was a contract signing. You didn't have to necessarily do that, and so it's like, Tatum, you might just be more trouble than you need to be. But here we are. But what were your thoughts on this segment?
Ladies and gentlemen, we have now reached the point where Mickey James kissed Trish Stratus under the mistletoe, and now she's super weirded out. But instead, this time it's Tatum throwing someone through a table unprovoked, and now Lyra is weirded out. We have reached a point in this storyline. Things are about to get much, much more interesting. I'm very excited about this, actually. I love these type of storylines. Honestly, I'm living for it. Tatum is absolutely crazy. It's it's great. I think I love how invested Tatum has been into this role. That just makes me like someone 10 times more when I see that you're super invested in the character. That just makes me like you 10 times more because you care. You give a crap what we see and what we're taking in, and you want it to be good. I like Tatum so much. I don't know where the storyline's going. This is crazy. Tatum is definitely gonna turn, gonna lose it, and Lyra, you will be at the you getting them hands eventually. I don't know how this will end. I don't know if Tatum. Do you think Tatum would try to cost Lyra the match if Lyra doesn't return her affections like after everything that happened? Like I don't know. That's why I'm like, man, is Roxanne gonna win? Because I really do think this is gonna be her swan song before she goes to the main roster. This match, does she win it, relinquish it, or does she just lose because of Tatum? So it it weighs heavily upon which way Tatum goes. I feel unless they want to let them have just a straight up, match. But I don't know if they like. It's I can't call it, but I'm very invested. And for two people, I will say, I've always said Lyra and Roxanne. When it came to like the mic skills, that's not their forte. I think the first thing that comes with them is wrestling, and they do it fantastically. But the mic is sometimes not all the way there. But for two people who I've always thought that of, they carried pretty well with the back and forth, like better than what I would have expected. So I have to give them, I got to give 10s. When the 10s are deserved, I have to give it. Roxanne, she's already made full, well-rounded. She's great. She's great. Lyra, I love Lyra. It's just kind of the character and the mic skills sometimes are not all the way for me, but this is about to be such a good match. Seriously.
Yeah, no, I do think that hmm, I mean, I think that's the reason. I feel like when I'm not excited or I'm not upset, my voice is pretty soft. I don't pause. If anything, I talk pretty. So I don't know if that's the reason. But I feel like, can I possibly see, just to your question about her? We all do not love crazy chicks. Let's get that together. That's how you end up on the ID channel and stuff. Like, not gonna be me. Let's calm that down right there. Like, Katrina's not trying to be in nobody's green screen interview about, well, you just I'm crazy, and I'm like, oh well, I knew her like 2 years ago when she was seen. That's not gonna be me. So I don't know. And while I make the jokes that I can get crazy if I need to, but that's because I'm a mom, and moms can get crazy and burn everything down. But I can't say we all like crazy people. I don't know about that. But with that being said, could Tatum very well cost Lyra? I do think she can. I feel like anybody. See, but that's what I'm saying. I usually do not have to yell. My voice is actually pretty soft. Hence, when I'm doing ring announcing, uh, you know, I'm like, oh, my voice is kind of soft. But when I'm like upset or I'm like doing shenanigans, if people are doing shenanigans, I know to tell them about themselves. And yes, I start giving them yelling a tag. Yes, one of my favorite channels. All the stuff happened on the ID channel. But I don't want to be in nobody's show. I don't want to be there talking about how a person was a good person. And I can imagine that they did crime. Like, I don't want to be part of these interviews. Not going to send a green screen interview and pretend. I don't do that. So that's less. We don't all do crazy. Let's use some sense. Um, but yes, can Tatum very well cost Lyra? I do think she can. I feel like every time we ever had a crazy chick character, they always turn. Always, always, always. Think about the crazy people. AJ Lee, Mickey. I see that happening. I definitely do. And so I don't know how soon, but I do see that it could be a situation where Tatum might feel a little bit unappreciated for her assistance. But with that being said, guys, we are at the end of our NXT show. And as yeah, let me tell you, like, just I was about to let me tell you already here. This Deadly Women is one of my favorite shows. I'm gonna tell you why. Most times they deserve it. There was like two times, all right, maybe you're a little bit crazy, sis. You're a little bit crazy, but most time men do shenanigans, and I'm like, well, guess what? Good for you, sis. Do you? And so Deadly Women is my show. Now, again, I don't want to necessarily be on anybody's show about, oh, my friend, like Katrina, your friend did this. Oh no. Now I gotta make up some stories about how you're a good person, you're a good soul, and the light is shining on your life. I would do that. But yes, crazy women. Yes, also Victoria as well, and she was crazy. She was good crazy chick. Played it well. But see negativity right there. Negativity. Why would you even put that kind of like vibes? But yes, we have reached the end. We have reached the end. You are on it, Jeffrey. You are on it. We have reached the end of our NXT. It was a fail. Damn it. Um, see, sorry guys. Sorry. We have reached the end of our NXT show. Thank you guys as always for watching us and hanging out with us on Tuesday. Shay, tell the public where they can find you and what you got going on.
You can find me at Shay Sawyer was here on Instagram. You can find me at Shay Sawyer _ on Twitter. And you can find a new episode of the Big Pop Theory podcast that came out this Monday. Now, I am not on this episode because it's my birthday. I was doing birthday thing, which is me just staying in my home and enjoying my birthday. But that's enough for me to be doing. So, you listen to the bad guy on Monday. That's what you'll be hearing on Big Pop this week. And you can catch me at Shay Sawyer on Twitch as well, where I will be twitching. I probably will Twitch tomorrow like I did last week. Have a little fun. So definitely show up.
As for me, I'm on most social media platforms and Cat We Trust, TikTok, Threads, Instagram, and Twitter is free. I do have two interviews. One was last week, one was week before. One with Raylan, aka Chantilly Chella from WoW, and the awesome tag team Shake and Bake. Super awesome interviews. I also did get to interview Jesse Jones from WoW yesterday, and that interview will be live, I believe, on Thursday. I do have my show tomorrow. We are doubling it up because last week we could not do the episode because life was life. And so we are doubling up Wednesday, me and Stephanie. So check that out tomorrow on both mine and her channels to talk about WoW. I am finally going to post my review very shortly. The Iron Claw, because I did finally review it. I just got to post it and edit. But that will be on my YouTube channel. But yeah, guys, and as always, obviously on Tuesdays, catch me and Shay here for the Meta2 NXT after show. But as always, and good luck, Roderick. um, as always, guys, we do love you guys truly and appreciate you guys hanging out with us and enjoying the fact that I do tend to go on my side rants that I like to do sometimes because people do shenanigans. But we love you guys and we appreciate you guys, and we will catch you